magazine of the screen. Living glimpses of history in the making. Presented as a public service by Standard Oil Company.
At the summit, the most momentous international conference of the post-war era, turned the eyes of the world this summer toward the tranquil Swiss capital of Geneva. In the gleaming Palace of Nations, the Big Four, America, England, France, and Russia, met to seek an end to a decade of Cold War. Heading the Soviet delegation were Premier Bulganin and Communist Party Chief Khrushchev. Displaying Russia's planned policy of friendship, Khrushchev called Bulganin back for cameramen. Though nominally outranked by the premier, Khrushchev appeared very much the boss. President Eisenhower, accompanied by Secretary of State Dulles, offered to exchange complete military information with the Russians in a dramatic personal appeal. But the plan was rejected by Bulganin and the president's wartime friend, General Zhukov, had left. Britain's Eden and French Premier Faure supported the daring American proposal. The president startled and delighted Genevans by going window shopping near the party's end. He proved a popular American ambassador of goodwill. On the return to Washington, a heavy rain drenched Mrs. Eisenhower, the president, and the welcoming party, including Vice President Nixon, Mrs. Nixon, the president's mother-in-law, and his daughter-in-law. Also at the airport were cabinet members, congressmen, and diplomats. Reporting on the historic meeting at the summit, the president said,
"Just what will be the result of this conference, of course, no one knows, but the coming months will tell much. But in the meantime, we do know that new contacts have been established, and there is evidence of a new friendliness in the world."
Civil war in Saigon, South Vietnam's capital, reminded the world that enduring peace was still far away. Loyal troops fought in the streets against a rebel outlaw army. Civilians caught in the crossfire ran aimlessly anywhere to escape with their lives and their loved ones. The American-backed government was victorious, but Saigon lay scarred under the smoking devastation of civil war. Riots in Morocco focused attention on still another smoldering trouble spot. Fanatic Moroccan nationalists put the torch to French property in Casablanca, largest city in the prized North African protectorate. For a week, it remained a rubble-strewn no-man's land. Hundreds of rioters were rounded up by hard-pressed French troops, but Casablanca remained a seething city of unrest. Sovereignty for West Germany signified her return to a place of trust in the community of free nations. The Allied occupation ended, West Germany was again mistress of her destiny. Chancellor Adenauer, at flag-raising ceremonies opening a new era of German history, proudly announced, "We are free and independent, standing free among the free." Sovereignty for Austria, concluded within Vienna's ancient Belvedere Palace, marked the end of 17 years of German and Big Four occupation. Russia's Molotov was first to sign the Freedom Pact, followed by Secretary of State Dulles. Foreign Minister Fiegel represented Austria, and Antoine Pinay attended for France. The ceremonies completed, the Iron Curtain lifted for Austria as church bells proclaimed the rebirth of freedom. Operation Alert, a realistic rehearsal for an atomic attack, was the biggest nationwide air raid drill ever attempted. In Washington, 15,000 key government workers left their desks, scattering to 31 secret rural sites away from the Capitol. Military personnel emptied out of the Pentagon, while at the same time, State Department employees joined Americans from coast to coast in taking cover against the mythical assault. The pulse of the nation stood still. Old Glory flew over the tent city where government agencies carried on their duties after the attack. From an emergency White House, President Eisenhower led the nation in Operation Alert. The survival town Atom Test measured a model village in the Nevada desert against the awesome power of nuclear energy. Buildings of various materials went up. $1 million worth of equipment was installed, including lifelike mannequins, and tons of food to measure the contamination caused by radiation. The big dolls were survival town's sole inhabitants. Tanks took part in their first atomic maneuvers, some less than a mile away, the closest yet in any test. Nearly 6,000 persons participated, including troops sheltered by trenches. Many cameras in many locations filmed the single blast. Wreckage in the desert held vital information on how to survive an enemy attack. With Geiger counters to check the radiation, experts assessed the damage. An aluminum building was left a gaping wreck. Concrete or cinder block houses weathered the blast best. This one was less than a mile away. Survival town's electric wires had become a twisted, tangled mass. Demonstrating the importance of civil defense preparedness, the elaborate exercises proved survival is possible, offering new hope to all who live in the shadow of the atomic age.
America's newspapers, the free press that protects and preserves our nation's liberty. A vital medium for the spread of knowledge, the newspaper is today taking its place as an indispensable tool of learning in schools across America. Starting in kindergarten, the newspaper's importance as an aid to education increases as the students progress. The program in the schools of the Phoenix, Arizona area is typical. Kindergarten youngsters, clipping newspaper pictures of selected objects, learn their names and uses. Stapled together, the pages of a paper are used in making life-size patterns for coloring. Nimble fingers are taught how to create cute cutouts, quick as a wink. For second graders, the newspaper is a rich source of information on how weather influences the lives of people. The pupils take turns bringing in weather charts and forecasts, helping the class to study the uses of thermometers and barometers. Daily temperatures are set out on giant paper thermometers on the bulletin board. In the physical education office, little leaguers can find a tack board filled with accounts of their activities and other sports events. Here, too, are articles emphasizing that good sportsmanship, not winning or losing, is the most important goal in any game. Realizing that America's history is all around us, 7th grade students compile a news notebook. Today's headlines will become tomorrow's history. In home economics, the girls turn to newspapers for help in planning nutritious and economical menus. Arranging different food budgets, they check price lists in newspaper advertisements. Reaching the 8th grade, students are ready for the most ambitious use of the newspaper as a tool of learning. A class in journalism that will enable them to publish their own paper. With the helpful guidance of a faculty advisor, the 8th graders write and edit a publication all their own, closely following the layout of a daily newspaper. The young editors can look with satisfaction on the product of their creative imaginations. Advanced students, their interest stimulated by newspaper articles, come to the library to learn more about the people, places, and things making headlines around the globe. And so, from kindergarten to graduation, newspapers in schools are opening a window to the world, enriching the lives of America's youth. Proud of our liberty symbolized by a free press, the students pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gleaming skyscrapers are traditional landmarks of New York. But there are other landmarks, like the grimy ribbon of steel now being dismantled that decorates Manhattan's East Side. Officially, it was the 3rd Avenue Elevated Railroad, but New Yorkers just called it the L. For 76 years, L trains clattered by, carrying people to work and home again. But the old steel skeleton outlived its usefulness. Passengers dwindled, and so the L is being torn down. Above Chinatown, Manhattan's last L dappled the street with shadows. Shunning New York's chrome and glitter, it proudly clung to pot-bellied coal stoves for heating its old-fashioned waiting rooms. Colored glass ornamented ancient windows. And passengers paid a station agent who pushed a plunger to unlock a gate to let them in. The wooden train started with tired dignity. Passengers sat and swayed, and the track unrolled behind. The route was past miles of tenements, giving the passengers a glimpse into every window. All the tenement dwellers got in return was a feeling of being close to the passing parade. And noise, lots of noise. Themselves were 50 years old, and almost everybody agreed 3rd Avenue would be better without the L that nearly touched the buildings, obstructed traffic, and blotted out the sun. A ride once cost a nickel. Before electricity came, tiny steam engines hauled the cars, showering red-hot coals on the pedestrians, belching smoke on the housewives' wash. Well, things change, and the L is at the end of the line. This is the last of the 3rd Avenue L, filmed just before its trains rumbled into history. Bound for the scrap heap, the L belongs to the past. In the mountains of brick and steel, it soon will be forgotten amid America's changing scene.
The greatest mile race of all time provided one of the most exciting summer headlines in the world of sports. A year before, the 4-minute mile had been track's greatest goal, yet here 3 runners sped toward the miracle mile in one race. On a rain-dampened track in London's White City Stadium, a smooth-striding Hungarian, Laszlo Tabori, sprinted into the lead, while Brian Hewson and Chris Chataway of England raced with him into track immortality. Smashing the 4-minute barrier together, the 3 runners, Tabori, Chataway, and Hewson, flashed across the finish line, writing another spectacular chapter in the continuing story of man and the mile. In tennis at Wimbledon, America's Tony Trabert and Kurt Nielsen of Denmark met for the men's championship before a record crowd. Nielsen's serve was his greatest weapon, helping him to take scattered points from the agile American, but not a set. Playing nearly perfect tennis, Trabert served on match point, hoping to become the first champion since 1938 to win the Wimbledon crown without losing a single set. And Trabert completed the sweep with a lob beyond Nielsen's reach, capturing the most coveted title in tennis. 2 Americans, Beverly Baker Flights and Louise Bruff, met in the women's finals. Mrs. Flights, who smoothly switched her racket for balls hit to her left, never had to make a backhand shot. But Miss Bruff in near court outsteadied her younger opponent to win. Accepting congratulations on her 4th Wimbledon title, the champion received her trophy, tennis queen Louise Bruff. In golf, Jack Fleck became the Cinderella champion of the U.S. Open, although veteran Ben Hogan seemed a certain winner on the final green of regulation play. The gallery, seeing his putt drop, acclaimed Hogan as the first 5-time Open champion in golf history. Only the little-known Fleck had a chance, and a slim one at that, of tying Hogan as his approach shot hit the green on the last hole. Fame and fortune ride on Fleck's crucial putt. With an amazing closing surge, Fleck had tied the great Hogan. In the climactic playoff, the nerveless Fleck continued to amaze the gallery with his putting magic. On the final pressure-packed hole, Fleck, who never had a lesson in his life, held a shaky 1-stroke lead as, with remarkable accuracy, he dropped his approach shot on the green. Suddenly, Hogan's cause was hopeless as he hit up. 2 wasted shots in the rough had shaken from his grip the title that once seemed so secure. But finishing the round like a true champion, Hogan rolled in an incredible 30-foot putt. Knowing that 2 putts would give him the title, Fleck carefully stroked his ball up close to the cup. Climaxing one of golf's most astounding upsets, Fleck clinched his victory. Summer's brightest sports star, Jack Fleck.
Final voyage, Old Ironsides, trim and proud, moved majestically into New York Harbor on August 29, 1931. Launched in 1797, her faded log, yellowed with age, was a record of long and heroic service. Though her hull bore the scars of many battles, she had never known defeat. And in our history, no ship ever fired the imagination of Americans like the frigate Constitution, whose sturdy side shielded and protected a young and struggling nation in the dark, uncertain days following the Revolution. Retired in 1881 after 84 years of active service, Old Ironsides had just been rebuilt and restored as she sailed by the Statue of Liberty a quarter of a century ago on a 22,000-mile farewell journey. American schoolchildren had contributed their pennies by the millions to save the gallant old ship, which brought glory to her name and honor to her country. Today, berthed in the placid waters at the Boston Navy Yard, the Eagle of the Sea is as seaworthy as when she was built. Unconquered by hostile shot and shell, Old Ironsides has waged her hardest battle against the ravages of time. Repairs have been made regularly through the years, preserving the original Constitution, now nearing her 160th birthday. Workmen are busy replacing deck timbers on the 2,200-ton ship, whose hull is little more than 200 feet long. Built and outfitted for $300,000, her first spikes were supplied by Paul Revere. Old Ironsides' 54 cannon are silent, but 40 crewmen walk her deck. Mounting the gangway, they salute like the sailors in her days of glory. Keeping the frigate shipshape, today's crew remembers her first great sea victory, clearing the American coast of French privateers in 1798. A half-century later, she was to carry Old Glory around the world on her longest cruise. Below deck are the tight quarters shared by Old Ironsides' original crew of 475 men and boys. It's low bridge for the taller sailors of today. Here can be found the heavy guns, ammunition, and, to prevent sparks, the leather powder buckets. Early 19th century cannon shot included this chain and star spreader, a 4-pronged weapon which, when fired, opened like an umbrella to rip the sails and rigging of enemy ships. This grape shot sprayed like shrapnel, and these 24-pound cannonballs helped Old Ironsides to a succession of famous victories against the British Navy in the War of 1812. A A salt pork cask recalls that the Constitution carried provisions for 6 months at sea. Though her rigging is bare, she still sails securely into the hearts of visitors who come by the thousands to see and marvel at this living link with the colorful age of wind-driven warships. One of America's first fighting craft, she played a leading role in establishing our freedom on the seas. All the fittings are authentic, recapturing the spirit of that memorable day when, using this capstan, the Constitution first weighed anchor. Emphasizing again the ship's cramped cabin quarters, here is the warrant officer's mess, its table set with original pewterware. In the captain's cabin in 1805, America dictated peace without tribute to the Barbary pirates at this very table. Old Ironside's guns in the background have bombarded the forts of Tripoli into surrender. The Constitution is secure at her birth, yet in 1830, condemned as unseaworthy, she would have been broken up except for a poem that aroused the nation, Oliver Wendell Holmes' Old Ironsides. I tear her tattered ensign down, long has it waved on high, and many an eye has danced to see that banner in the sky. Beneath it rung the battle shout and burst the cannon's roar. The meteor of the ocean air shall sweep the clouds no more. Her deck once red with heroes' blood, where knelt the vanquished foe, when winds were hurrying o'er the flood and waves were white below, no more shall feel the victor's tread or know the conquered knee. The harpies of the shore shall pluck the eagle of the sea. Oh, better that her shattered hulk should sink beneath the wave. Her thunders shook the mighty deep, and there should be her grave. Nailed to the mast her holy flag, set every threadbare sail, and give her to the god of storms, the lightning and the gale.